As men, it's common for us to suppress our emotions and fulfill our responsibilities regardless of how we may feel. If there are moments when we become lazy or neglect our duties, it's important to recognize that we can't blame the world for our own shortcomings. It's simply a part of life that we must deal with. However, modern day women use whatever excuse to justify their situations and, yeah, their poor behaviors. When it comes to modern day women, especially single mothers who may have chosen partners who turned out to be bad guys, they often discuss feelings of oppression and the belief that they don't receive what they deserve. While it's natural for anyone to desire fairness and equality, it's essential to approach these discussions with empathy and understanding. It's not productive to dismiss their concerns outright and say that no one deserves anything. That being said, I do recommend that men consider ending relationships where they give their all while the woman fails to reciprocate. This advice applies to women as well, but you know that to them, the bad boys are more interesting than a blue-collar guy who would sacrifice himself for a chick.
They're gonna be my kids until the day I die. This is my husband. He might not be my husband tomorrow, okay? So at the end of the day, I'm disadvantaging myself and my children when I allow you into my home.
In today's video, I want to discuss the topic of single mothers who make excuses for themselves, why they may not be the ideal candidates for marriage, and an even more concerning issue, how some individuals manipulate their children against their ex-partners. Please continue watching, as I'm sure you'll find this discussion interesting. But before we go any further, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to MGTOW Path. He said, quote unquote, "We can get so much money for $1,000. Man, she's really working for that one brain cell hard as fuck." And if you don't know what they're referring to, you gotta check out our recent video. Like, surely you think this is staged, but I don't know at this point. But either way, please don't forget to reach out to us by email to claim your $5. As usual guys, I'll pick one comment from each video. It may be the funniest, the most liked, or one that touched me, so don't forget to leave a comment and you may be our next winner. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons too, as it helps a lot. And now, back to the video. Embrace your masculinity. It's important to acknowledge that some individuals, both men and women, have a tendency to complicate their lives and remain attached to toxic people. It's crucial to differentiate between single mothers who did not choose their circumstances and those who willingly entered relationships with irresponsible partners, only to blame external factors rather than taking responsibility for their choices. Fortunately, there are men who hold other women accountable for their actions, such as Coach Greg Adams. The topic of single mothers can be sensitive because it's difficult to discuss without offending someone, including men who consider women as angelic beings who never make a single mistake. Simply presenting statistics, data, and research isn't enough to satisfy those who are easily offended and may not be open to a reasonable conversation. Some women become single mothers due to circumstances beyond their control, such as the passing of a spouse or a relationship not working out as expected. That's fair. It's important to acknowledge and understand these situations. However, it's not your responsibility to rescue a woman from her past. Let me show you an example.
So Jasmine, how was dating for you? How'd that go?
I did have one serious relationship after I left my baby's father. It didn't work out because I had kids. And one day I came home from work and his bags were packed and he said, "I can't do this. I can't play stepdad. I'm sorry." And he left.
Wow.
So, at that point is when I realized, oh crap, I'm a single mom. Like, this does put a damper on my marriage marketplace because men would be willing to sleep with me, but when it came to commitment and really like taking me home to mom and all of those things, it was just like, I'm not sure because I don't want to lead you on and think that this is going to be more than fun. So it was definitely a huge eye opener.
It's actually quite refreshing to hear a woman acknowledge that men have valid reasons for choosing not to date single mothers. After all, everyone has the freedom to make their own choices, right? Well, some women bash you for not wanting single moms, but that's their problem. As a man, you have the right to choose who you want to spend your time with. If you decide to pursue a serious relationship with a single mother, you'll likely encounter numerous challenges and may find yourself cleaning up someone else's mess. If you enjoy complexity and complications in your life, then by all means, go ahead. However, it may not be the wisest decision. In fact, you might empty your pockets and have no ROI at all. Now, let's take a closer look at some statistics that you may already be familiar with. Here's a clip that discusses this further.
I'll get to the rule. 63% of youth suicides, are from single mother homes. 90% of homelessness and runaway children are from single mother homes.
You can't put that on the mother.
85% of children who show behavioral disorders are from single mother homes. 80% of rapists with anger problems are from single mother homes. 71% of high school dropouts are from single mother homes. 70% of youths in operated institutions are from single mother homes. 80% of all the youths that are in prison are from single mother homes.
So how are you going to blame the woman then?
Well, he didn't blame guys, why is your immediate reaction you're blaming the woman when he's just reading a stat?
Because I think where this conversation was going was like, you know what, women need to behave, women need to act correctly, and then life would be sweet. There'd be more nuclear families. Like, that's not the...
When men prefer dating women without children over single mothers, it doesn't mean that they're trying to exclude single mothers from society. That's not the case at all. A man chooses to avoid potential heartbreak, and being used as a walking ATM is simply making an intelligent decision. Why put yourself in a situation that could lead to unnecessary complications? I came across an interesting article titled, "The Single Mother Success Story is No Excuse for a Superiority Complex," published on Jezebel. Let's check out some revealing paragraphs from the text. The article sheds light on the struggles faced by single mothers on a daily basis, including mental illness, exhaustion, medical issues, and other circumstances that make parenting incredibly difficult and demanding. These challenges often take a toll on the children, who bear the consequences of having an absent parent or limitations due to the parent who is present. While it's admirable when a single mother's story becomes a success story, it's important to acknowledge that such stories may be rarer than we realize. The statistics exist for a reason, as being a single mother is often incredibly challenging, and the outcome doesn't always resemble a heartwarming Christmas special. The word stats mentioned earlier refers to the previous clip, which highlights how overlooked and undervalued this important information tends to be. Some women choose to divorce their parents with the hope of portraying themselves as independent, successful single mothers. However, in most cases, the reality is far from a happy ending.
Girls with no fathers in the home have lower self-esteem. Okay, fine, that sucks, but also, women with low self-esteem are more promiscuous. No father families more likely to be victims of abuse, especially with single mothers. The more opportunities a child has to interact with biological father, the less likely they are to commit a crime or have contact with the juvenile justice system. Okay, another way to say that is men and women who are incarcerated, the population of the prisons mostly encompass fatherless homes. Now, here's something that no one else has mentioned, which I think is cool, and I don't really say this eloquently. If a man and wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same statistical chance as children raised by just their father. So if we want to keep children, adults, out of prison, mother, father, or just father. Well, we don't want to hear just father, so let's try to keep the families intact. I think that just seems better.
I must emphasize that I'm not denying the complexity of raising a child on your own. It's undoubtedly a challenging endeavor. Additionally, imagine the guilt of knowing that you may not be providing the best upbringing and environment for your child. It's essential to recognize that actions have consequences, and the woman from the last clip knows perfectly what that means. Let's continue reading the article, as the final paragraph is particularly enlightening. The article mentions that when most women become pregnant, they typically hope for their children to have access to ample resources. They desire a partner to share the responsibility, financial stability, a job, time, good schools, and various opportunities. Unfortunately, not everything can be controlled, and life doesn't always unfold as planned. We all strive to make the best of our circumstances, and while there are success stories among single mothers, there are also those who struggle. Just like in two-parent households, there are good parents and bad parents. Some children face challenges regardless of how loving the parents may be, leading to what the author describes as useless situations. It's important to note the phrase, most women want a partner to help out, which can be translated to, single mothers want a partner to help out. This point is reinforced by multiple women who realize all of these truths only after raising a child on their own. The unfortunate reality is that single mothers often desire a partner's support, but when a willing man enters the relationship, he often receives minimal benefits and may end up being used as a provider, emotional tampon, chauffeur, and other unpaid positions. The single mother has the ability to end the relationship at any time, and the man can end up destroyed in all metrics. Therefore, you'd better consider the consequences and think twice before entering into a relationship or marriage with a single mother. Keep your wallets and mental health intact always. Before we wrap up, here are 8 reasons why you should not marry a single mom. This guy's advice is pure gold.
I have the utmost respect for all females, but this is a male advisory channel. Gentlemen, I would not advise you to marry a single mother. Here are the 8 disadvantages of marrying a single mother. 1, you can never discipline that child. It's not good. 2, if the mother leaves, that's it. You have no hold over the child at all. Even though you had an emotional bond with that child, doesn't matter. If the mother is pissed off at you, she will use that against you. 3, your resources goes into another man's DNA. 4, if it's a girl, huge problem. All it takes is female teenage rage for her to accuse you of any sexual act. The mother will never ever forgive you over her child, and the relationship will never be the same again. 5, there will never be spontaneous sex. 6, you will always need a babysitter. 7, you will always be in a relationship with the father of the child as well. You will never have time to build a relationship with the mother alone. Relationships are hard enough as it is. You shouldn't have a third person involved. And 8, and you will never ever come first.
Stay strong, guys. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you will get $5. Thank you so much for watching. If you found value in this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons, ring the notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads, drop a comment, and share it. See you in the next video, guys. Till next time.